Last week, we dusted off our Class A RV and hit the road. Trying to outrun a winter storm the size of, well, America, we made it to Beaufort, South Carolina, thinking we'd found sunshine and sweet tea.
Instead, they're prepping for a once-in-a-decade deep freeze.
Yeah, it gets worse. Stuff is breaking left and right.
The repair list for our 10,000-mile Key West to Alaska adventure is growing faster than our patience is shrinking.
And the best part?
We haven't even made it to Key West yet.
This is Recalculating Route, because apparently, surviving chaos is cheaper than therapy.
Barely.
With the storm barreling towards us and repairs piling up, we thought it couldn't get worse.
And then we woke up to the kind of morning that makes you question your life's choices. I don't know why it seems that every single day something new appears to be broken on the RV. We just now found out that our rear toilet back in our bedroom is leaking.
But first, he had to turn the water off, so I can't do laundry, can't wash my hair, can't get a shower. So no talking about my hair. I haven't had a shower yet.
Next. The toilet's been pulled forward. I'm going to turn back on the water valve and we're just going to take a look to see if we can find the source of the leak before we even tried to flush it, because I know once we do flush, it's going to leak even more. And nothing has been going right with anything we've been trying to fix lately. It is so discouraging. It's just really sucks. Alright, water's coming back on. Wow. I'm terrified to know how long this has been leaking. I'm not even sure what part this is. We were able to see what's going on the back side of the toilet. I believe it's some kind of a vent. I'm going to look up to see what the actual part is itself. But the good news is it only leaks whenever you actually flush the toilet, not whenever it's pressurized. So I think what we're going to do from there is we've had the water turned off back here that goes to the washing machine, the sink, and the shower, as well as the toilet, of course. But now that we know it's not an issue, it's not actively making the leak worse by leaving the pressurized water on, we're going to go ahead and just leave it on for now. That way we can use everything back here while we locate and order the part. I think at this point we're just going to go ahead and put it back in place for right now, but I'm not going to bolt it down because we're not going to use it. Yeah. Luckily, we have 2 toilets. So let's do that and then we'll go on to the next repair. So it's time to get started on repairing the exhaust manifold gaskets. We're here in South Carolina at an RV park where we have permission to be able to work on our RV. And if you know anything about RV parks, that's a big deal, actually finding a place where you can actually work on it. So yes, I am aware that they do make a tool to remove these. I just haven't got it yet. So we have a little turn of events. I feel that I have everything I pretty much need to be able to complete this job, and I just found out I do not have a socket large enough to fit the lug nuts. So, time to pack everything away, trip to Harbor Freight, and find a socket. I feel so stupid right now. Whew. Pulled my lower back out, so it's hurting pretty bad today. Due to the time of day, the fact that I haven't even started, and the fact that I do not have the correct socket to be able to work on the lug nuts, which I still can't believe, I'm going to call it a day. I got some things inside the RV I could be taking care of instead. I thought if I ever had a flat, or if I ever had an emergency, I had a way of getting the tire off. Now I'm finding out that I don't. So, better to find out in the RV park than on the side of the road.
So now comes the task of trying to find the hose, the heated hose, and unbox it. That's what these are for. Okay. But first you have to have the keys. Begin. Every wife who has a husband or son or someone in their lives who is a mechanic knows the struggle of the cussing that comes afterwards when things don't go right. What you doing, my love?
What?
What you doing?
What you asked me to.
What did I ask you to do?
You asked me to stop what I'm doing to do what you want me to do. In the cold. And I gotta unpack all the shit I already packed up today. So, my attitude is horrible right now. Because I'm sick of RV ownership already.
One set of keys. And one irritated husband later. Okay, let's find that hose. Not hit my head. Step one, got the hose. Unplugging it from the tap first so that all the water runs out this way and not in that bay. So what Craig was searching so feverishly for were the quick disconnects that we have plugged into our system. These little things right here, we don't have on the new hose. So in order for it to work with the system that we have here, we have to add it to the new hose. And they were all the way in the back. Sorry, honey. Okay, let's get this done. That's a lot of trust that Craig has that I'm not gonna mess this up when he just hands me a set of tools and some fasteners and... All right, let's do this. Anybody else have problems with being a left-handed person in a right-handed world? Nothing works right. You guys are all backwards. What is this? Don't know how we're gonna power it up yet, but let's at least get it put together before we call Craig. Today is piss off your husband day. So while I am doing this, Craig is inside fitting the bidet to the spare toilet. Our laundry list of things that we need to get done on this trip keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Maybe this was a bad idea. Now let's go see if we can help before we ask for another favor. Okay, let's go. What's wrong, baby?
Irritable today, babe.
It's okay.
That seal is just completely just disintegrating and falling apart. There's nothing to even really be able to even hardly grab.
Well, since that's not working out so well today, let's go take out the trash. Come on. So incredible to be home. I forget sometimes when you're in the RV that you're home, and then you open the window and see the Spanish moss and you smell the air. It's quite amazing. So our trip hasn't gone exactly as planned, but still, it's quite an incredible trip, and I'll never forget how fortunate we are. So I want to go on record as saying
Really?
I told him to wait.
You're going on record?
That I told him to wait, no more projects tonight because everything is going wrong. But being the wonderful husband that he is.
If we're gonna mess it up,
he decided not to.
Let's mess it up. We got insurance. You want a new unit? We might need one by the time we're done. Ah! Oh my God. There's nothing wrong. Wiener.
You can see what I have to deal with.
I shouldn't have done this tonight because we got a water leak in the wall. Just kidding.
I really don't like you sometimes. That's called karma. That's what it is. That's called karma for being hateful to your wife.
What have I done?
Wow. Man, they don't make RV products worth a crap. It's very disappointing to see how cheap any kind of RV product is. Your face is so red. All you want to say is, I told you so. And I'm going to tell you right now, on camera, off, enough.
I'm not saying anything.
You don't need to.
Craig's really good at making me feel stupid. So what was that that you said?
Since I was working on the toilet, we had the water shut off at the spigot. I asked Tabby to please go turn the water back on. And she proceeds to tell me that we can't turn the water back on because that hose only works if it's below 41 degrees.
Well, I read the instruction manual. You guys saw me read it. And it says on there that at 41 degrees, the hose turns on.
What the hell just happened?
So yes, at 41 degrees, the hose does turn on, as far as the heating element to keep the pipes from freezing. But a hose is a hose. It doesn't matter what temperature it is.
Shut up. With that being said, I think we're going to call it a day. See you guys tomorrow.
Don't forget to breathe.
So it is the next day. I was able to find the socket at a local Advanced Auto Parts. So for those who don't know, the lug nut size is a 33 millimeter to be able to get that off. Now you know. So time to take everything back out again and start working. Wish me luck. Time to try to find my breaker bar and see if we can do this thing by hand. There you are. Let's try this.
So don't forget to breathe. Just breathe.
I have one more idea that I'm going to try. And I'm going to try to use my bottle jack against my breaker bar to jack it up to see if I can just break the lug nuts loose. That's about the only other thing I could think of to try right now. It's not going good so far. One of 8. So far, I have 9 of the 10 manifold studs off. About half of them are broke. I have one more to go. It's in a pretty tight spot. But once that's off, I should be able to remove the manifold and then really take a look at how bad the broken studs are inside the head. Success. Took about 2 hours. Passenger side's off. I believe this was the worst side. Doesn't look the greatest. Taking a look at the gaskets, you can definitely tell there was some blow by going on. So it's a good thing we're getting these replaced. So far I still have 3 broken studs in the block. I have one of them already loose and it's coming out. Luckily none of them are completely broke flush with the head on this side. Now I know for sure on the other side there is one that is. We'll deal with that, but right now I think that that's no joke. So I had to do a little bit of shopping today. Went out and got a welder. So now I'm going to try to see if I can get that last broken stud out. Time is against us. Weather is going to change drastically come tomorrow. It's going to be a lot more rain. There's also snow in the forecast. I do not like the fact that the cylinder head is exposed to outside air with that manifold being off. So I'm going to try to get this wrapped up ASAP. So here's the plan. We're gonna weld a nut onto a broken stud and back it out like a pro. Easy, right? Well, not exactly. After a few solid welds and some serious torch time, this stubborn stud isn't budging. I gave it heat, I gave it leverage, I even gave it hope. But sometimes you gotta admit defeat. After several failed attempts, it's time to throw in the towel. All right, let me have a seat real quick. So I got the RV put back together. I'm done working on it for the day. I was able to get the passenger side exhaust manifold off. I was able to get 9 out of the 10 studs out of the cylinder head, which is fantastic. I'm really happy about that. Last one is really tight, doesn't seem like it wants to come out, so I put a little bit of PB Blaster on it. I'm gonna let it sit overnight, see if that helps. Alaska better be worth it, because so many miles will be driven. So many repairs are having to be done to make sure it is in tip-top shape. I got a feeling it's going to be, though. If not, I can look back at this moment and say, Tabby, I told you so. Camera frame. All right, so the next thing we need to figure out is how far down do we want it to go?
Okay, so I know we didn't explain what we're doing. We're going to Alaska, and Alaska is full of mosquitoes. So to
What
get
does Craig hate almost more than anything?
What does Craig hate more than anything? Bugs. So to get him outside more, we've decided to try and screen in this back porch area. So right now we are measuring for the actual screens so that we can figure out how much it's going to cost. Maybe.
One thing I cannot freaking stand, it literally just sends me in a fury of frustration and agitation, is whenever something flies in my ear and that zzz goes on in my ear, I literally lose my mind. Knowing how bad the mosquitoes are in Alaska, I'm turning around so you guys can see what a smart ass she's being. And so I can review the footage to see what she's actually doing behind me. But did I get you?
I'm not doing nothing.
Did I get you?
But I'm thinking. I'm not doing anything.
Hey.
But I'm thinking.
I know her so well.
He's a little bit bougie. I guess this counts as a little bit bougie.
On that note, I'm gonna go take a shower.
A little bit bougie.
You guys see what I gotta put up with every day? And to know that she's behaving herself right now.
Come on, go wash your scuzzy butt.
So since I had to order a part from Amazon, I just didn't even bolt down the toilet. We just shut the water off going to this particular side of the RV. So there are 3 things in the back of this toilet you gotta disconnect. First thing is obviously the sewer line. Not the most pleasant of smells with that sewer pipe disconnected. The second thing is the electrical pigtail that goes to it. It's just a quick connect, real easy to do. And the other one is a fresh water supply. This is pouring water. Spilt a lot of water. Did everything I can to try to purge it from that happening, but let's get that breathe vent replaced. So the part that we're having an issue with is right here. And every time we would flush, there's like a little vent out of the top of this that allows air to come in for suction whenever the toilet is flushed. And for some reason, instead of it letting air in it, it was letting water pour out. So not really sure how this comes out, but let's find out. First thing I'm going to do is watch water drip out of it. Now, the first thing I'm going to do on the vacuum breaker is I'm going to undo this hose clamp. That is for the water supply that goes to it. And then from there, I should be able to twist it out to remove the entire unit. All right. Old washer is out. Old part is out. For some reason, the hose seems like it's, obviously it was crimped on, but it also feels like it's the plastic's hardened just a little bit. It's fighting me, not really wanting to come off, but I'm gonna see what I can do to get that off to get this replaced. You know what? I'm just gonna cut this line short and attach it that way. All right, that's cut off. There was a question I had right here on the corner of this breather vent. It looked like there's a possible pinhole in this hose as well. So it's better off just to cut that section out and put the new part in. So I went ahead and just rerouted that hose a different way anyways. Even though I cut it shorter, there was still enough length to be able to do so. And the routing this way looks like it's going to be a little bit better. So let's get it back together and see if this works. Just shove it back into place. All right, the connection looks really good. I got the water line hooked back up. Everything looks good on the back. Everything looks good on the back of the toilet. I'm going to scoot it back into place, hook up the two lines and the electrical connection, and give it a test. Fingers crossed, hopefully no more water leaks. That will feel very, very good to get that checked off the repair list. Sorry if I stick my butt in your face. Before I go bolting this down into place, I'm going to go ahead and turn the water pump on, give this thing a couple flushes, and see how it's working. Make sure no leaks. Well, as you can see, there's water pouring out of it. Not a good sign. Oh, crap. All right.
Pouring out.
Yeah, still pouring out. I got to pull it back out again and see what's going on. Kind of a weird, interesting turn of events. The first time I flushed it, it was leaking like crazy. Pulled it forward. Everything looked okay. The second time I went to flush the toilet, no leaks at all. What I'm thinking is it needed vacuum from the first flush to be able to pull the air in, flush the toilet the way it needed to, and since there was excess water, I believe that's why it leaked the first time. I've now flushed it several different times, no leaks at all. We're just going to keep an eye on it for the first few days. Better be safe than sorry. Definitely one thing we do not want is water damage in the RV. Alright, so super happy to say the toilet is back in place, all bolted down, no leaks, so one more thing off the list. I cannot believe this. other than probably hearing our furnace running right now, you might be able to hear the fact that it is sleeting outside in South Carolina. This is just insane. We're gonna go outside, take a look.
How could it be we're in South Carolina and it's sleeting outside, Craig?
Well, there's something called a polar vortex. Whenever the cold air from the Arctic comes down from Canada and it gets blown.
Don't play smart. Don't play smart. It doesn't look good on you.
True love. What can I say? Be very careful. I just took a look and these steps have a lot of ice on them.
So you figured you'd get out the camera so you could catch me when I fall and bust my ass. Is that what it is?
Hold on, I gotta make sure the lighting is right.
I hate you. I hate you. Oh my god. Next week on Recalculating Route.
The storm didn't just leave a dusting, it froze the whole town like a popsicle.
With everything glazed in ice, we hightail it to Savannah in search of sunshine, sanity, and a weekend without repairs.
But with Tabby in charge of the itinerary, a break might feel more like boot camp in disguise.